Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. Let's take a look at the two new fund offers from Motilal Oswal, the Motilal Oswal Asset Allocation Passive Fund of Funds. I have been saying this several times. The only person who benefits from these NFOs, besides the AMC and sales guys, are the content creators. That includes me. There is absolutely no need for investors, viewers to get excited about these new fund offers. There's nothing there for them. There's nothing special that's going to change their lives. They're not going to get anything extra or special. If you watch my videos, I'm going to make some ad money. That's about what is going to happen. Now, many people have seem to think that passive fund of funds means that they have an asset allocation and they will passively follow that asset allocation, and all the underlying funds of the fund of funds are basically index funds. Yes, it is true that the underlying funds are index funds. One is a 5-year gilt index, there's a gold index, there's an S&P 500, there's a Nifty 500, and so on. These are all passive funds, there's no question about that. But the scheme document says that the asset allocation can vary quite a bit. Whereas if you look at the promotional material, the returns and the risk indicated for all these seem to be corresponding to the benchmark, corresponding to one particular asset allocation. But the scheme information document seems to indicate there's a wide range of variation. For example, if you take the aggressive fund, the benchmark is 60% Nifty 500, 20% S&P 500, 5% gold, 15% Nifty 5-year benchmark, GSEC index, and so on. But if you look at the scheme information document, the asset allocation indicated range of asset allocation is 40 to 90% in Nifty 500, 10 to 30% in S&P 500, 0 to 40% in the 5-year GSEC, 0 to 20% in gold, and 0 to 5% in money market. That's the cash holding. Then and they don't even say that they will what kind of investment strategy they will follow to, and how this investment asset allocation can vary. And they say that the asset allocation can vary depending on market conditions. Now, after reading this, the head of passive funds of the AMC, Pratik Oswal, sent a message to me on Twitter saying, replied to me on Twitter, did not message me. This is a reply, public reply on Twitter saying, I agree that the scheme information document says that the asset allocation is dynamic, but that's only filed for regulatory reasons. In reality, the asset allocation will be 100% static. Well, I find this kind of logic baffling. Even if the regulator says that the asset allocation should not be rigid and it should vary within some range, there's no need for you to say it can vary from 40% as Nifty 500 to 90% Nifty 500. You can reduce the range of variation and mention it somewhere that we will be sticking to this under normal circumstances. They don't do that. They say that they have the full freedom to do it in the asset allocation, in the scheme information document, and that's the only legally binding document. You can't hold this this message in Twitter, this response in Twitter for any kind of this has no legal validity. And he wants me to change my review, that is, edit my review. I said, you make the change in the scheme information document, I will make the change in the review. So it makes no sense, because this is not a passive fund of fund, or this is not a passive asset allocation fund. This is an actively managed fund of fund that will be investing in passive funds. There's a big difference. And the same is case for the conservative fund as well, with a slightly different range. The ranges are, the range of variation is a little bit lower because it's conservative and so on. If you look at the risk profile, it says, so one says high and the other says very high. If it's a conservative fund and you have a high risk profile, it makes no sense at all. So these are all red flags which the investor should understand and appreciate. If they just take a few minutes of their time in looking at the scheme information document, they will immediately know in about 2-3 minutes that there's nothing in this fund to consider investing. If you ask me to make a video, I will happily make a video and make some money out of it. That's all.